In the previous class, I have explained generally about the analytical curves and parametric curves by using different equations. Analytical equations are explicit and implicit, and also parametric representations are single parametric equations. So I have explained in different ways. You can take the t or u or theta as the parameters. At the same time, you can take any of the coordinate like x as the parameter, and other two y and z are expressed in terms of x. So these are the different parametric techniques and also analytical techniques for representing the curves. Now we can move on to the cubic curves. Now we can move on to the cubic curves. Cubic curves. In this case, cubic curves. So cubic means degree of the curve is 3. Degree is 3. Degree is 3. So third degree curves are cubic curves. Why we have to learn in this geometric modeling about the cubic curves? There are different reasons. One of the major reason is, okay, suppose if you consider first degree and second degree curves, okay, their joining and their representation is very much difficult. At the same time, curve manipulations are also very difficult. Curve manipulations by using first degree curves and second degree curves are different and difficult. They are difficult. Okay, if you go for higher degrees curves like third degree, fourth degree curves, okay, then their manipulations, their representation, and other things, and the obtained curve is a smooth curve when compared with the first and second degree curves. The third degree, fourth degree, and higher degree, if you go for the higher degree curves, the curve representation is smooth, and also curve manipulations are also smooth. For this reason, and also can represent the join the different curves with smoothness. Okay, so that is why third degree curves and fourth degree curves are very important when compared with the first degree second degree curves. Okay, so in this syllabus we no need to discuss about the fourth degree curves. Now we can go for the third degree curves. So in this syllabus, third degree curves and bicubic surfaces, all these things are dealt in this subject. Okay, now we can go for the parametric cubic curves. That is third degree curves. Third degree curves. These third degree curves. How we can represent them as a parametric in parametric form? In the slide you can see that. In the slide you can see that parametric representation of cubic curves, parametric cubic curves. Okay, different methods are there. That is x equal to x of t, y equal to y of t, z equal to z of t, where t is the parameter. X comma y comma z are the coordinate values in 3D space. In 3D space, that is the representation of a third degree curve by using t as parametric representation, and x, y, and z are represented in terms of parameter t. Next, another reason is it overcomes the representation of parametric curves in using parametric parameter. It overcomes the problem with explicit and implicit forms. Both explicit and implicit forms are nothing but analytical representation. There are, already I told you, we can eliminate the representation of the infinite slope curve, that is vertical tangent curve. For that difficulty we can eliminate. At the same time, single valued curves we can place, and for a single value of x there are two values of y will come. That the ambiguity problem we can eliminate by using parametric representation. Next, third point is no geometric slopes are infinite. All these things are so. Anyway, the points in this slides are I have explained now only, and in the previous class also I have explained those 2 points. Okay, right. You can go to the next slide now. Y cubic. Y cubic. That one also I have explained. Next, continuities, kinds of continuity. What is the meaning of continuity? What are the different types of continuity? Okay, in this parametric cubic curves, okay, cubic curve you can consider it as a higher degree curves when compared with the single degree and second degree curves. Why we'll go for the cubic curves and what are the continuity? Okay, right. Why we have go for the cubic curves that I explained. Next one is continuity. Continuity is nothing but suppose if you join the two curves or two curve pieces, if you join two curve pieces, so there we should maintain some continuities. What are those continuities? So I will explain now. Suppose if there is a straight line here, let it be A, B. If there is another curve B, C or C, D, sorry, C, D. What are the curves here? One is straight line, second one is circular arc. Here I have to join these two circular arcs. You can join in different methods. You can join in different methods. The first method is just the endpoints of B and the endpoints of straight line one straight line is B. The endpoint of the circular arc is C. If you coincide these B and C, and if you get smooth curve, that is called 0 degree continuity. Why 0 degree continuity? What is the degree of point? Degree of point is nothing but 0. C means continuity. So here what we are doing, degree of point is 0. So one endpoint of the straight line, we are making it coincide with the other endpoint of the circular arc, that is C. That is B equal to C we are doing. We are doing B equal to C. Right. That means here we are not bothering about the, that means here we are not bothering about the smoothness of the curve here. C0, just we are joining B with C. Okay. And that means here the continuity of the straight line to the circular arc is coincidence of points. What is the degree of point? 0. Hence this is called C0 continuity. Hence this is called C0 continuity. That means points are coincide and we will get the smooth curve. Next one is again consider one arc like this, another arc like this for explaining the C1 continuity. Right. Let it be first arc is AB, second arc is CD. I want to explain the C1 continuity for this one. This is a circular arc and this is also a circular arc. Okay, right. Radius may be different, R1 and R2. Now I want to join these two curves. Okay, how we can join these two curves? Right, when you join this point with C, that is AB, BC, CD. This point is B comma C. This point is A. This one is R1 and this one is R2. So which type of continuity at the joining point? C1 continuity. Here you can easily observe that suppose if vertical tangents at this point, vertical tangent or vertical, suppose if you consider a tangent here like this, horizontal tangent if you have this one, okay, the tangent to the curve AB at the point B is coincide with the tangent at the point C for the curve D. Again I am repeating, the tangent at the point B for the curve AB is coincide with the tangent at the point C for the curve CD. And for AB and CD at points B comma C, the tangents are equal. Okay, if you join like that and forget about this one. Here, what is the degree of this curve? Straight line, first degree. And so this is called tangents are coincide and the degree of this tangent or straight line is 1. Hence it is called C1 continuity. Hence it is called C1 continuity. Forget about this vertical line at this moment. Okay. Now another continuity is there, C2 continuity. For the same curve, suppose consider another curve AB, radius R1, another curve CD, radius R2. The endpoint of curve AB is B, the endpoint of curve CD is C. If you join these two curves, then what you will get? A, D, at this location B, comma C. At this point, if this radius, common radius is equal, radius of curvature. At this point, the radius of curvature, that is R. If it is equal, for AB and BD, for AB and BD, CD, AB and CD. If then this is called C2 continuity. Why we are calling this as C2 continuity? Continuity? Because the degree of the curvature is, radius of curvature is 2. The degree of the radius of curvature is 2. Hence we can call it as C2 continuity. And higher order continuities are also there. So now what I told you about the C0 continuity or point continuity. And next one C1 continuity or tangent continuity, horizontal tangent continuity. Next one is C2 continuity or radius of curvature continuity. Here points are equal, the tangent is common, here radius of curvature is equal. So these are the continuities required for maintaining the or for joining the different curve pieces. Okay, right. So the obtained curve is called piecewise curve. What is meant by piecewise curve? Here we are the joining of different curve segments happened. Then the obtained curve is called piecewise curve. Okay, pieces, one curve. Pieces are segments. Segmented curves. Piecewise curves. Okay. And they are joining each other, hence we are called it. These are piecewise curves. Okay, right. So this is about continuity concept. Next one is, you can go to the next slide. Parameter cubic curves. This point is also important. You can go to the next slide. So before going to the brief details of the parametric curves, okay, we can go for the what are the different types of curves we are considering in cubic curves. If you observe that slide, there are 3 types of curves. One is Hermite curve, second one is Bezier curve, and third one is splines. 3 curves: Hermite curve, Bezier curve, and splines. What about a Hermite curve? Okay, read out the sentence. Defined by two endpoints and 2 tangent vectors. Hermite is a cubic curve. This other name is cubic spline. You can call it as Hermite cubic spline. Hermite cubic spline. Okay, so it is defined by cubic spline 3rd degree curve. For straight line, what are the, suppose if you go for the how we have to derive the equation for different degree curves. Suppose if you go for the tangent is a straight line and it is a 1st degree curve. Okay, for the case of 1st degree curves, what are the conditions required for defining that one? Okay, we require for the straight line 2 endpoints and slope and endpoints we require. That means 2 boundary conditions we require. For the case of 2nd degree curve, like second degree curve x square plus y square equal to r square. What are the conditions we require center of curve, radius of curve, circle, center and radius or diameter. Okay, similarly, for Hermite curve, if you want to represent that one, we require curve is nothing but it contains two endpoints. Curve is nothing but it has two endpoints. It requires the endpoint coordinates. That means, suppose if the curve is like this, if this endpoint is A, this endpoint is B, A, B. Okay. A coordinates are x1, comma y1, B coordinates are x2, comma y2. And derivative, here the derivative also we can do. Okay. So we require derivative at A and derivative at B of the curve. Okay. Derivative dy by dx at A, dy by dx at B. So the four conditions. Here this is a Hermite cubic curve. Hermite cubic curve. Okay. Don't depend upon this writing. Okay. Listen carefully what I am telling. Hermite cubic curve, here degree of the curve is 3, hence it requires 3 plus 1 conditions. One condition is endpoints, 2 endpoints, and another condition is 2 end slopes. That is 4 boundary conditions. 2 plus 2, that is equal to 4 boundary conditions you require for defining the Hermite cubic spline. Next, another curve is Bezier curve. Bezier curve. Next one is parametric representation. Okay, right. So for this one also we require, depending upon the degree of the curve, degree plus 1 extra. Okay, that is what he explained there. So in this one, listen carefully, read out the Bezier curve definition. It is defined by 2 endpoints and 2 end vector that control and 2 other points that control the endpoint tangent vectors. That means it requires also 4 boundary conditions. Cubic curve. Okay, next is splines. Splines also, cubic splines. Several kinds of, read out the sentence. Several kinds of each splines are defined by 2 points. Uniform B splines, non-uniform B splines, and B splines are also there. Anyway, for cubic curves, we require 4 boundary conditions, whether it is Hermite or Bezier or spline. 4 conditions we require. Okay, right. Then easily you can derive the equation. Next, we can move on to the next slide. Okay, I forgot to tell you, this is cubic curve, parametric curves. These are parametric curves. Okay, Bezier curve, Hermite cubic curve, and also in the end, what is called splines. These are parametric curves. Okay, so now parametric cubic curve in general form, that is the analytical form, that is there in the slide. Okay, if there are first degree curve, how many constants are there? 2 constants. Suppose y equal to mx plus c. How many constants are there? One is slope and another one is y intercept. 2 constants. Here for this curve, cubic curve, in parametric representation, okay, for each x, y, z, if you take t as parameter, we require 4 constants. Those things are displayed there. One is x of t equal to what you told, ax t cube plus bx t square plus cx t plus dx. That is the x coordinate representation using the parameter t and 4 constants. 4 constants. What are those constants? Ax is one constant, bx, cx, and dx are different constants. Next, y of t. Y of t equal to ay t cube plus by t square plus cy t plus dy. 4 constants and parameter is t. Next, z of t. Az t cube plus bz t square plus cz t plus dz. 4 constants and 1 parameter. These are x of t, y of t, and z of t. 3 points we are 3 coordinates we are represented in terms of parameter t. Okay, now quotient matrix is nothing, right? We have to write. Quotient matrix is AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ, CX, CY, uh, CZ, DX, DY, and DZ. 4 by 3 is the quotient matrix for this one. 4 by 3. Next, what about T? T equal to T cube, T square, T1. Parameter matrix is 1 by 4 matrix. That is T cube, T square, T and 1. If you consider a point Q of T, what are the coordinates? X of T, Y of T, Z of T. That equal to T into C. T into C. That is T is a parametric matrix and C is a quotient matrix. Multiply T with C in sequence, then you will get the parametric cubic curve. Okay, T into C, right? That is the representation of parametric cubic curves. Parametric cubic curves representation. Quotient matrix, tangent matrix, their multiplication will get the X of T, Y of T, and Z of T. Then go for the next slide. Parametric cubic curves, next point. So read out the 2 points those are displayed on the screen. The first point is it is necessary to choose a single representation since it is possible to convert between them. So single representation is not necessary. It is not necessary to change a single representation. That means you can't change. This is a single representation in terms of parameter. So no need to change that one. Okay. Interactive editors provide several choices, but internally they usually use NURBS and other things. These points are not required. These are not in our syllabus, NURBS and other things. Okay. Parametric bicubic surface. So far, I told you only parametric cubic curve, how it is represented. Different types of parametric cubic curves. One is Hermite curve. Second one is Bezier curve. Third one is B-spline curves. Next, bicubic surfaces. Those things are there. Surfaces. When the surfaces concept is coming, then I will tell that one. Here we have to get into the deep for the Hermite cubic splines, Bezier curves, and B-spline curves. Okay, so those things you can learn in detail. These 3 curves you can learn in detail in the subsequent classes. After that one you can get into the parametric bicubic surfaces. Okay, till now we completed the introduction for the cubic curves. Okay, right. From the next class onwards, cubic curves and curves and other things, types of equations, analytical and parametric representation. All these things we have completed. In the next class, I will give some examples for each steps for each curve. Okay, and their formation also, their representation also I will explain in detail. After that one, we can go to the surfaces. Okay, thank you.